Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Good afternoon, Assalamu alaikum. Welcome to Sports Extra. I'm your host Ahmed Nawaz with the latest roundup of sports today. Let's take a look at what we're discussing. The ICC held its annual meeting in Sri Lanka. Many important decisions have been taken regarding the structures in the grassroots level cricket that will be proceeding in the world as well. Obviously, it was a very important meeting considering Pakistan's Champions Trophy as well. The budget was presented, of course, in collaboration with the ICC and the Pakistan Cricket Board. Chairman Pakistan Cricket Board Mohsin Naqvi represented Pakistan in this annual meeting, and this budget was, of course, approved. The budget allocated, that PCB of course allocated rupees 12.8 billion for enhancement of 3 major stadiums. The trophy is scheduled to be held in Pakistan from the 19th of February till the 9th of March. So all is, I think, good on Pakistan's end, and once again Mohsin Naqvi, the chairman Pakistan Cricket Board, has come out with a very straightforward stance that Pakistan has the hosting rights for the Champions Trophy and it will be held in Pakistan. All rumours circulating around a hybrid model have been rejected and have been considered baseless rumours. So far, like I said, things are good, and we should only be focusing on not just improving the infrastructure development here in Pakistan, the quality of stadiums, but the quality of the cricket that is to be played in the Champions Trophy is the major subject, that the pitches need to be improved as well at the same time. So I think all of this will be on the show. We'll discuss all these prospects in detail. Then we move on to the 4-day match between Pakistan Shaheens and Bangladesh A. Pakistan Shaheens, of course, on a victory note, beating Bangladesh A by 148 runs. They now lead the 2-match series by 1-0. Second match will be played from Friday onwards. It was a brilliant match if you talk about runs. They were up on offer. Kamran Ghulam, Umar Amin, especially Hurera, absolutely outstanding. Umair bin Yusuf got amongst the runs as well, so it was great to see. And then of course you talk about the bowling, Khurram Shahzad picking up 6 wickets. He was absolutely brilliant. It was good that Pakistan changed the batting order in the second innings as well, so everybody can get some game time. So I think it was a decent performance. And what happens is, when you have a performance like this on your very first tour, these bunch of guys will learn to play with each other as well. I hope that this model stays consistent. Then your immediate crop for Pakistan cricket will be ready whenever they get a call up. I think it's going to be brilliant. So we talk about that because the real format is this 4-day, 5-day cricket that we talk about as well. Then we move on to the Women's Asia Cup 2024, where Pakistan beat Nepal by 9 wickets. They were absolutely superb. Gul Feroza notched up her first T20 international half century and was declared player of the match as well. Pakistan lost their first match to India, won the second one this match against Nepal. Their third match tomorrow is against the UAE, who is a very quality side. They of course lost to India in their first game, chasing 202. They made 123, but I think it's going to be a great competition between Pakistan and the UAE tomorrow. Apart from that, of course, Nida Dar has another milestone. She's become the first Pakistani cricketer to notch majority T20 internationals. She's played the most T20 internationals by any female player from Pakistan. So congratulations to her on a side note as well. Then of course West Indies tour to England. England beating West Indies by 241 runs in the second test. They were bowled out for 143. England now have an unassailable lead in the 3-match series by 2-0. Superb performance by England once again. They're clinical every time at home. West Indies probably, I think, a bit disappointing. A tour to England is always tough, but I think West Indies in the recent past, have produced quality test players, but I think it's once again a moment for them to explore technically good batters in the world of cricket. When you talk about test cricket, particularly with the amount of competition creeping up, it's very, very important that we talk about it. And then we move on to the Paris Olympics 2024, the Summer Games, of course. Arrival of athletes from all over the country, all over the world continues. Pakistani contingent, of course, will feature in Olympic Games. Palestinian athletes are also eager to compete. Event is being held from 26th of this month till the 11th of August. So all is set for the Summer Games as well. Time now to start things off in detail and introduce our panel. First of all, joining us in studios is cricket commentator, international broadcaster, presenter and our sports expert, Asif Ahmed. Assalamu alaikum, Asif. How are you?
Walaikum Assalam, Ahmed. I'm perfect. Thank you very much.
We've also been joined by sports expert, Mr. Ali Mehdi. Assalamu alaikum, Ali. How are you?
Walaikum Assalam. I'm very well.
And we've also been joined by first-class cricketer and cricket expert on Pakistan television and other platforms, Mr. Kashif Majid. Assalamu alaikum. How are you?
Walaikum Assalam, Ahmed. Perfectly all right.
Right, Kashif, let's start the discussion with you. I think the Champions Trophy has been a major subject for this ICC annual meeting. But like I said, that, all rumours, everything aside, what matters the most is the stance of the Pakistan Cricket Board, which has been very clinical and very strict from day one. It's been a very straightforward stance. And once again, we've seen that the chairman has said that we have the hosting rights. They've presented the budget. That's been approved. So I think all is set right now to host the Champions Trophy in Pakistan.
It's a very tricky matter, Ahmed. And what the border, across the border nation did was, they tried to find coming up with those testers, we can use to say in our cricketing language, those that they're thinking that what if they spread some sort of rumors that they'll be thinking on a hybrid model to find out what Pakistan Cricket Board or Pakistan government comes up with the answer. And the answer was quite strict, quite straightforward, that every match will be played in the Pakistan. So most probably those rumors spread by the Indian, let me say that from India, the all died out once the Pakistan's cricket chairman said that we wanted cricket to happen in Pakistan because this is our event and we are the ones in consultation with the ICC will be dealing with all those things within the borders of the Pakistan. So most probably this is it. So let's now focus on the cricket. Let's now focus on the two basic aspects. One, the team management, how we build our team for the 50 over, and how we build the stadiums will be hosting those matches. So this is two major subjects we'll be talking about, and let's see and let's find out that the cricket comes to Pakistan at its full, and most probably we'll be seeing the Virat Kohlis and Rohit Sharmas playing in Pakistan for the very first time. For the very first time after like year 14, 15, 16 years, most probably the last one they played in 2008. And we were like we witnessed those matches, and I still remember those Rawalpindi test and those Lahore test. But I still believe there's a long way to move on, and we'll be thinking of a test match between Pakistan and India in Qaddafi Stadium.
Absolutely. I think this Champions Trophy will certainly set the base as well. Asif, it's very important that we talk about a whole generation that has been deprived from seeing India play Pakistan in Pakistan.
First of all, I would like to congratulate Pakistan Cricket Board and especially the Chairman Cricket Board, Mohsin Naqvi, the way he presented the case of Pakistan, really with the firm stance, strong stance. And then credit goes to Jawad Murtaza, the Chief Finance Officer of Pakistan Cricket Board. As Kashif was mentioning that we want to see that Rohit Sharma and Virat Kohli playing in Lahore, Rawalpindi and Karachi. The entire scenario, what happened actually that a couple of the Indian media and the TV channels, they brought actually some news like that the India is not touring Pakistan and they want some plan B, plan C, hybrid model, what happened in the Asia Cup. But each and everything and the rumors killed by this story that that the ICC have approved the budget of Champions Trophy and the only one plan, and that is that the Rawalpindi, Lahore and Karachi will be hosting Champions Trophy 2025. And what does it mean? That yes, ICC will be bound to tell India that you'd have to come and you'd have to play. As Pakistan visited India for the World Cup, because right after the Asia Cup, Pakistan took a stance that we won't go there for World Cup, and we will play this World Cup as a hybrid model, and we'll play all the matches in Bangladesh. But ICC delegation came to Pakistan. They convinced to Pakistan that if you're going to India, they will come to Pakistan for Champions Trophy. And this entire scenario, this presser brings the scenario that yes, that Pakistan will definitely host the Champions Trophy. Entire matches will be played in Pakistan. Good news for Pakistan, and I'm quite sure that the Indian players, and as I said earlier that the Rohit Sharma and Virat Kohli, but I would love to watch Jasprit Bumrah bowling in Rawalpindi Cricket Stadium.
Certainly, spoken like a true broadcaster, many aspects of the game as well.
And also wicket keeper.
Yeah.
So he wanted Jasprit Bumrah to bowl, and he'll be keeping the
I would love to.
have a wicket keeper's perspective as well. So, Ali Mehdi, you of course represent the large fraternity of cricket fans, loyal cricket fans around the world, who have been dedicated to Pakistan cricket all over the world. You've seen Pakistan, India. You talk about. I think we can say this on a very, very positive note, that the love for Indian players in Pakistan is paramount, and that must be something that the Indian players also realize, the amount of respect they're going to get. We've all heard stories from former Indian players, especially Sehwag's story circling around when the last time he came to Pakistan, he was getting married, the amount of respect and gifts he received on his way. Nobody would take money. So, I mean, our hospitality is beyond something that they can ever imagine.
Look, it's not only India, all countries around the world, should it be from every continent around the world. When it comes to Pakistani hospitality, we are paramount. Nobody comes close to Pakistan, and that exactly is the situation over here. You talk about stories, talk about the 2004 series, the 2006 series to Pakistan, even the Asia Cup of 2008, which took place
Right,
in
we just
France.
go towards a short break, but stay tuned, we come right back. Welcome back to Sports Extra. Ali Mehdi, you were highlighting the perspective of Pakistan's hospitality and the fans, what they have to offer for the Indian cricket team on their visit to Pakistan.
Yeah, like I was mentioning earlier, Pakistan hospitality is second to none. It's absolutely the best in the world. It's not only the Indians, but all countries who actually come to Pakistan, especially over the past 6 years, and even beyond that, know that when it comes to Pakistan hospitality, we are the best. Even previous Indian tours, or should it be 2004, 2006, 2008, you know, there are very memorable stories. You talk about Sehwag. Even Mahendra Singh Dhoni got caught on camera saying that the food is the best in Pakistan, and we were taken care of very well. You know, when it comes to the fans actually just not only support the cricket team, they support the Indian Pakistan cricket team, they support the Indian cricket team. You know, many players who came in the past too. It's a sea of blue and green, and you know that atmosphere. Until you don't experience it, until you don't physically experience it, you'll probably never know. So it's about time that Pakistan, and 16 years has been a long wait, but you know, hopefully by the time of February next year, it'll be about 17 years. So you know, really looking forward to hosting India. And one thing is for sure, you know, once the tournament commences and the tournament finishes, you'll see that this tournament will definitely have A plus grade at the end of the tour.
But sir, Ali Mehdi, it has to be the ICC. I mean, if you want to talk about enforcement, clearly it is an ICC tournament. Clearly the ball has always been in their court. And right now, at this juncture in time, we need to consider the possibilities of after this event, when you look at the next ICC event, that is the 26 T20 World Cup, which happens in India and Sri Lanka. So Pakistan's case tends to be very strong in this case.
Very strong case, and if Pakistan can hold a very successful Champions Trophy, then the tournaments beyond that will be a strong case for Pakistan. 2026 October, November, the T20 World Cup will be taking place in India, Sri Lanka. Then the World Cup goes to 50 over World Cup goes to South Africa, and beyond that, 2029 Champions Trophy will be taking place in India too. So if Pakistan can hold a hallmark of an event, I think Pakistan has nothing to lose. And the fact that they've been preparing very hard with the stadiums, with the budget, you know, the chief financial officer over there, and we've put about a huge budget for this. I mean, I don't see, you know, but Pakistan is making sure that there's no loopholes. You know, the fact that India or any other countries or even ICC doesn't find any excuse and doesn't point fingers towards Pakistan. So I think that way, Pakistan has done its homework very well. You know, they put everything in order. There's a timeline for the completion of the stadiums, and then after that, you're going to get world-class pitches too. So I think this is going to be a mega event, and everybody's really looking forward.
Absolutely. Kashif, the quality of cricket is certainly something to talk about. We just don't want this to be a participation event. We want quality cricket up on offer. Right now, the World Cup has raised serious eyebrows, especially on the quality of pitches in USA and infrastructure and everything that was there. Obviously, the first time a cricket event took place there. So obviously, when an international tournament comes to Pakistan, after 1996, Pakistan hosts an ICC tournament. So you want that quality to be talked about. You don't want it to be only a participation event.
I guess we have got a history. This is what we are very proud of, because when we talk about Pakistan, we have got a history. The worst case scenario, which was recently discussed in the Test cricket, that was the wickets were so much batting friendly, and that actually suits the 50 overs cricket. The batting friendly wickets, the 350 plus scores, the team chasing those 350 plus scores, that will add to the quality, or we can say that will add to the entertainment value of this Champions Trophy. We do talk about quality, and when we talk about quality, we talk about the balance between the leather and the wood, and most probably this will happen in this Champions Trophy, because we are coming with those quality wickets. We know for the fact that we have hired certain groundsmen from around the globe to assess certain conditions, certain playing conditions, and certain wickets across those venues. So most probably all those things are quite balanced out, and we'll be seeing a quality Champions Trophy. The important thing for us is to come up with those 30 probables for those Champions Trophy, because we still have got time, and we still have got a season to be played of first class cricket, domestic cricket. So most probably this is also a benefit for Pakistan, that at the very twilight of the season for 2024-25 will be the Champions Trophy will held in Pakistan. So the form of the players, the performance of the players, all those can be measured just before the start of the Champions Trophy.
But Kashif, obviously this isn't a time where you can experiment with, drop in or new pitches right now. You'll have to go with the existing infrastructure.
And we do have got a quality infrastructure. We hosted those ICC events. We've been hosted two major World Cups here in 1987, 1996. The final was played in the Qazafi Stadium. It was a quality final by all measures. And we talk about history of Pakistan's cricket and those pitches. It's a batting paradise. And when we talk about limited over cricket, people love to see batting paradise because at times they wanted those sixes and those fours and those high scoring matches to be played. So if we go through, we go about our history and we just replicate those history things, I think we are prepared. But to be on a safer side and to be on a side there where we wanted a good comparison of bat versus ball, a good measure of batsman's performance and the bowler's performance, we'll be thinking on those note too, because recently we came across certain statements from PCB that the pitches will be benefit to the both batsmen and the bowler. So again, things are on the right direction. Thanks to PCB, thanks to government taking the keen interest, because it will be a marquee event for Pakistan after so many years.
Certainly. And now we, of course, come to Pakistan's 4-day game as well. Pakistan Shaheens have beaten Bangladesh A. It's been an absolute runs galore, but I think we've had some decent performances. Asif, it's been a very competitive game of cricket.
Well, I think that when we talk about the Pakistan Shaheens, these youngsters, we have given them a chance, and everyone expecting to do something special, as Huraira, you have said in your intro, that the way he was playing. To be honest, that he is a very, very good talent. And good thing is that he is getting better day by day with his technique, with his patience. Actually, you know that when we talk about the longer format, you require some patience. And if you are good, technically good, and you're spending some time on the pitch with seniors like Kamran Ghulam, plenty of experience, Kamran Ghulam, if you talk about his first-class career, it's been brilliant. And overall, if you see that the batters, they performed well. Sahibzada Farhan, Umar Amin, then you have taken a name, that guy from
Umar
Karachi.
bin Yusuf?
Umar bin Yusuf,
Umar bin
yes.
Yusuf.
I like his technique all the way. Why do I like him? That the good thing is that the individual efforts. I always watch him during the Qaid-e-Azam Trophy. That he used to work on his technique during the even lunch breaks, even the tea breaks. He just go to the nets and keep working on, keep practicing. So this is very good. And then bowlers, of course, that the spinner Mehran Mumtaz, he was so happy. I watched his clips, his pictures, the visuals coming from all the way from Darwin. And every player, they participated well, they played well, they got a victory. But the good thing is that these youngsters could be a really, really good prospect for upcoming test series. I would like to watch Huraira in test side. I would like to watch Kamran Ghulam in test side. And if you do not have proper spinner, why don't you try Mehran Mumtaz?
That of course is a possibility, but Ali Mehdi, it's always important, like I said, that these guys would get amongst the runs, especially Khurram Shahzad picked up 6 wickets. It was initially difficult for the bowlers, but that's what you do in test cricket. You stay committed to the cause, you bowl those longer spells, so at least they will get used to these scenarios.
They will get used to these scenarios and then grind it out. Look, these are very difficult conditions, attritional conditions too. And it was a batting paradise, but the way actually Khurram Shahzad came and he bowled those balls in such difficult situation where nothing was offered there was no assistance for the bowlers. It was a remarkable effort. But at the same time, I mean, really, it's about time, Kamran Ghulam, getting the runs again. How much, I mean, Asif Bhai and even Kashif Bhai have been seeing him for years. When is he going to get an opportunity? The poor guy has gotten bulk and mountains and mountain Everests of runs. So hopefully he'll get an opportunity this time. The good thing this time is that Jason Gillespie, the coach has gone over there. And Jason Gillespie is a coach, over the past 10 years or so has been Cricket South Africa, so Cricket South Australia coach over there. And he's really mentored a lot of players who've come out through the ranks. One player is Travis Head. Travis Head is one player who he really, laid the foundation for. And he's known to actually help these players too. And then at the same time, what his thing is that he's going to be under his watchful eye. He saw this Kamran Ghulam doing very well, Umar Amin doing very well, Khurram Shahzad getting amongst the wickets too. So he's going to be on merit based over here, and this is a good example of what is going to come. You've got about 9 test matches over the next 6 months till the Champions Trophy, and everything is going to be merit based. The PCB chairman has said it. Obviously, the Jason Gillespie and obviously the white ball coach is added to the selection selection. So they're going to make sure that whoever's getting runs amongst the Shaheens and obviously domestic cricket, they're going to get an opportunity. But I can't wait for Kamran Ghulam to get into this team because he deserves it. He's been getting so many runs over there. And then other than that, Mehrbaan Yusuf also getting amongst the runs too. But I genuinely feel that now, this is the time.
No, I might be biting more than I can chew, but if you can have a young Saim Ayub debut for white ball cricket, you can have Herrera debut at the same time as well.
No, Herrera's another one. I apologize, I didn't mention Herrera. Herrera's another example over there. He's been getting tons of runs too, but you have to look over a period of time. Kamran Ghulam has been doing this so long over here, and the fact it's mind-boggling, and it's difficult to fathom why he hasn't gotten the opportunity. So I think he's obviously going to be amongst those probables for this test series against Bangladesh from 1 month now. But then obviously Herrera too. Herrera's another one who's an excellent option. So the thing is over here that there's going to be competition for places too. And under the watchful eye of Jason Gillespie, expect one thing. There will be surprises.
Absolutely. I think that's very important. Kashif, how would you analyze this 4-day game so far? A lot of batters have got amongst the runs. There's been wicket on offer as well, so the bowlers have really had to grind for it. But the primary question has been that our players have not been used to that format a lot. So now if we see this on consistent basis, how successful can this model be?
A slightly controversial answer to this. Thank you, Ahmed Nawaz, and thank you to you two guys, and thank you PTV World for actually talking about this 4-day match. Because I've gone through media, the main stream media we used to say.
Mainstream media.
Nobody is talking about this 4-day match. If nobody is talking about this 4-day match, how can we recognize these guys as the future of Pakistan cricket? This is very important. Just apart from Mehran Mumtaz, most probably not a single player has got a quality PSL time. So this is where nobody is talking about them, and they are not considered as the future of Pakistan, because we do need certain certain people to talk about those cricketers, certain ex-cricketers, even the media persons, the anchors and all those guys, because this is where we are lacking when it comes to the 4-day cricket or the 5-day cricket. Eventually, a player who's performing good in the domestic cricket and nobody cares, he just got wasted away. And eventually, a guy who's performing good in the PSL, he enters in the one-day arena and then he finds his footing in the test arena without having played any first-class cricket. This is how Pakistan cricket have been run for the last 10 years, most probably, or okay, 5 to 7 years, because I still remember Nawaz entering into the PSL, entering into the ODI and then playing test cricket. Shadab entering PSL, one day and the test arena. Fahim Ashram, the same route. So this is the time, this is the high time actually we can talk about those guys. We can put our camera in front of them, and we can talk about them on the social media. We can come up with their stats. Kamran Ghulam started playing cricket as a left-arm spinner in Islamabad in Diamond Cricket Ground with the presence of Imad Wasim. He didn't get any match time, so he went back when the things changes in the Pakistan cricket. The top 6 team playing the first class cricket, he got the chance to play from the northern region. He scored bulk of the runs. Ahmed Nawaz, our dear friend Faizan Riaz, scored bulk of the runs. Nobody talked about him. And there are certain number of examples, because when we talk about this 4-day cricket, we tend to feel slightly bored by this form of the cricket, and this is where we lost so many gems.
But the first primary subject, like player profiling, for example, we say, these performances, if Jason Gillespie is there, he'll probably present a case. But in Pakistan, unfortunately, what has happened is certain media quarters and certain cricket associations have been very picky about their own players. And now it's moved up a notch. It's now franchises who tend to own players based on their performances. So if Kamran Ghulam is debuting, if Saibzada Farhan is debuting, apart from their club or their region, a certain franchise is going to say they were our players. So that is a rhetoric that has changed over the years for 4-day cricket.
This is where Haris Rauf haven't played much of the first-class cricket, because their franchise and the big guns from the franchise don't want him to play first-class cricket.
Yeah, he debuted immediately in Test cricket.
So this is where we are lacking the proper structure. We do talk about Jason Gillespie and his presence, but are we giving him the enough space to come up with his suggestions for the test side, or he can pick players directly on his recommendation to represent Pakistan? If this is the case, we'll be seeing a bright future for Pakistan. If what Ahmed is talking about, if that stays as long as Jason Gillespie here, believe me, he'll be doing nothing.
But then do we give him controls for domestic cricket as well? For Jason Gillespie, if he wants to produce 4-day cricketers, you give him the control that go see our Quaid Azam Trophy and handpick your players, probably something like that.
It's just not Jason Gillespie. I guess whenever we find a foreign coach, we do have to attach 2 to 3 local coaches with him, and they'll be become a sort of a recce team for the foreign coach. They'll be visiting different first-class venues to find out what's actually going on in the field, because at times the statistics don't tell the complete story, the whole truth. So most probably it's the time for the Jason Gillespie and Pakistan Cricket Board to sit together and glorify these wide cloth cricketers and playing in the red cherry. So I just wanted them to be glorified. For instance, Jimmy Anderson retired as a hero for them, and the moment he retires, he steps into their mentor shoes. I still wonder where the Yunus Khan is and the Misbahis and all those test cricketers. They haven't been seen anywhere.
Certainly. Asif, this is a very important subject right now. It is a sad reality if the media isn't highlighting these performances, and especially, I think, carrying it forward when you talk about this 4-day game.
Well, I think that I have watched in the news, in a couple of channels, they were showing that what happened in the 4-day match. But yes, of course, the way Kashif is talking about, that we are not highlighting their performances. And even, I don't know, it's all about interest, and that everyone talks about the Pakistan Super League and T20 cricket. I think that when you guys are talking about that either Jason Gillespie will get that space, I think Chairman Cricket Board, the Mohsin Naqvi, has given a very, very straightforward statement that you guys are independent. As far as Gary Kirsten and Jason Gillespie, that they had a meeting with him, and that was a very clear, crystal statement from Pakistan Cricket Board, the Chairman Cricket Board. Now you guys are independent, you guys take decision. Good thing is that if Jason Gillespie will be visiting to the different first-class venues, and the matches are happening, same as Gary Kirsten, and watching players, what actually they are doing, as Kashif was mentioning, a very good thing and a very good point, that the stats, they don't show you the entire story. You see that the player in which circumstances he is performing, either under pressure, what about the pitch, how the pitch is behaving, either he is playing good against the spin or not, either he's okay with bouncer, cut shot. So when you go, you will watch, you will observe personally. From Pakistan Cricket Board, now they got insurance. Yes, you guys are independent. So I'm hopeful the way, see the Jason Gillespie, he has worked with different cricket boards, with different franchises, same as Gary Kirsten. So I think they've got plenty of experience, and it will be really useful for Pakistan cricket.
Well, certainly, but Asif, I think the consistency is very important. For example, if we're talking about a bowler like Khuram Shehzad, whose body is equipped to bowl for 4 days, we'll have to handpick our bowlers, because there is not a large quantity of our bowlers whose body can adjust to that 4-day. That's why we want more 4-day cricket that we talk about.
See, what was happening in the past, in the recent past, you would watch, I had observed that that these chief selectors in the selection committee, they were taking some pressure from the social media. As you referred that, that there's some of the journalists, they just, bringing the name of their favorites. And this is what we have observed. I was in Gaddafi Stadium, and former chief selector came to me, asked my question that why you were criticizing me on behalf of Haris Rauf, why you had said that over the national TV. I'm talking about Mohammad Wasim. He said that why you have taken my name in your program, why you have said that. I said just because you have brought him from the Pakistan Super League. And then I didn't want to continue that discussion. But to be honest, that if you're taking this personal, it's not personal. We're talking about Pakistan cricket. And if something is saying, if Kashif is bringing some idea, Ahmed or Ali or anyone, and someone wants to bring positivity, take it as suggestion. Don't take it personal. So when, that the cricket pundits and the cricket experts, if they're coming up with, the entire scenario, giving each and everything, and then they are bringing their favorites on behalf of performances, that would be okay. But the coaches like Jason Gillespie and Gary Kirsten, I'm sure that they won't take any pressure from the social media.
Well, certainly. I think the PCB came out with a very strong stance that PCB would not be run through social media, and neither would be the case. So that was a great sign to see forward as well. Now we move on to women's cricket as well. Pakistan women have defeated Nepal women in an outstanding fixture. They beat them by 9 wickets. Gul Feroza got her first Player of the Match award for a brilliant half century as well. So it was the first victory for our girls in green. They lost the first match to India. They play their third match tomorrow against the UAE as well. And of course, Ali Mehdi, it's always good if a team is winning by 9 wickets. The confidence level certainly is there after losing to arch rivals India. Then I think it's a great moment that you can carry on that confidence as well.
No, it's a great moment. I mean, you know, after getting, let's be honest, getting hammered by India in the first match, you thought it would be a competitive one, but turned out to be a damn squid. You know, Pakistan needed to actually hit back, and they performed extremely well against Nepal. You know, bundled them out under 110, and then after that chased a total down in no time too. And you know, Gul Feroza was absolutely brilliant. He hit the tons of boundaries, about 9 or 10 I believe she hit, but you know, she looked very confident. She was looking very good, and along with Muniba did extremely well. I think this is a real talent we found. And look, there's the one format when it comes to women, you know, which Pakistan can be successful. It is the T21. The T20 is a format which we've beaten India before. So you know, this is the one format. We've also, remember, we beat South Africa 3-0, you know, last year too. So you know, the women obviously, you know, there's so much talent to win. The talent pool actually emerges in this. And now that they've won their second match, now it's a do or die. Now they have an opportunity to qualify for the semi-finals, and that is once they beat the UAE, which will be taking place tomorrow. So I think this is a good opportunity. Win tomorrow, get to the semi-finals, and then obviously, you know, unlike last time round, make it to the final and give a good go of going to the final. And you know, who knows, you know, Pakistan can go the distance.
Certainly we can. Obviously there is competition up on offer as well, but Kashif, right now what the problem is that runs are not on offer. I mean, the bowling has done a pretty good job, but if you talk about the level of runs being scored against Nepal, they won by 9 wickets. But obviously, you know, for us to reach that 150 plus mark has been a real problem for these girls.
So this is the history of Pakistan cricket. It's always the bowlers. So again, we do talk about the batting. I guess I still believe when we go through this Pakistani lineup, we still find the players who cannot hit or cannot clear the fence at will. They're more of accumulator of runs rather than the strong hitters. I still remember Aisha Naseem, for that matter, the way she was hitting those sixes towards that side screen. We do need a couple of these girls to come up with this role, or can if they can carry on with this with the role which Aisha Naseem was doing, because in T20 format we do need certain power hitters, and that was lacking in Pakistan cricket. We can go through those accumulators of the runs, but the boundaries are very important. Second important thing, we need to come up with the plans of school cricket for those girls. We recently had Asif was there when we talk about the school cricket in Pakistan, and he was covering those cricket matches in Islamabad. But we talk about the girls cricket in schools, that is still lacking, and most probably PCB is coming up with this plan. So most probably this is how the cricket starts for the girls, because it's just not easy. We 4 guys sitting here, we are the club cricketers. We played club cricket in Islamabad and across 20 cities. We haven't found a single club for girls, entirely for the girls. So it's important that the grassroots level for the girls should be set up by the PCB.
Absolutely. I think it was a good moment that we could have immediately after that tournament had a girls tournament, even though in limited capacity. But I think if there was a tournament on television seeing all these young girls play, it would have just given exposure to that cause as well. So Asif, we could have moved on. I think that would have been a great idea to promote women's cricket, to get that grassroots level, because I think so far the problem is that we're not playing modern day cricket in women's cricket as well.
Well, that's right. And the modern day cricket, you talk about the dot balls of Babar Azam. You are referred. I think that when we talk about the modern day cricket, Pakistan women cricket, they were so good. Gul Feroza, I want to talk about that. See, I have heard her interview. She was so good, and the strike rate was okay. She said that I was just waiting for the loose deliveries, and other than I just went for the singles. The ideas that how to promote that women cricket, Kashif said rightly, what you were saying, I strongly agreed. But once again, that the role of franchise cricket, you know, that earlier on we heard that the Lahore Qalandars is coming up with that idea that the girls tournament, women tournaments, and then we heard from Quetta Gladiators. But rest, I think that nothing new from those franchises. But I'm quite sure that after winning against Nepal, though Nepal is not a very strong side, we lost against India, and that was an important game. We were not good even in yesterday's game. We were not okay with the fielding. So, but with the passage of time, we always support our girls, and the girls in the green, we are just behind you. Do something special, and I'm quite sure that there's a good chance if you're winning against UAE and then you'll qualifying for the semis. There's a good chance that you could qualify for the finals.
Certainly we can. Thank you very much, K. Asif, Kashif Majid and Ali Mehdi for joining us. Now, of course, before we go, the Paris Olympics is just around the corner now. Athletes from all around the world are arriving in Paris for the Summer Games. It's going to be an extravaganza. All these athletes representing their proud nations as well. Pakistan contingent, of course, is participating in these Olympics. When you talk about Pakistan, it's going to be very interesting. We're all backing our athletes that are participating in various categories of shooting, of course, athletics and also swimming as well. Our proud athlete, Arshad Nadeem, is going to be Pakistan's flag bearer in this Olympics as well. So, all the best to the Pakistani contingent. Of course, subsequently, they start off from Friday, but we would, of course, in this week, we'll have regular programs regarding the Olympics and all the updates for you as well. So, it's going to be very, very interesting. On that note, we wrap it up. From me and the entire team of Sports Extra, it's goodbye for now.